are new here, definitely subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notifications each and every time I upload a new video. And smash the like button. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. So I'm charging right now. Charging my, hey girl, what you doing? Ah, Dizzle! Hey girl. Girl, I gotta trim my, look at, can you see these see-through ends, girl? It's looking crazy over here too, see that? Ooh, it's looking crazy. Trying to fluff it and see if I can like make it go away. Just temporarily at least until I go cut them. What you up to, girl? You at work? What's going on? Oh no, it's 6. What is going on? You was gonna call me. Oh shoot. Maybe I need to get on. I wonder if I can I invite people in here? Oof, that ain't it. Fluff this. I gotta like get a little Shaka Khan, you know. Girl, I'm just charging right now, so I'm at 80%. And let me go live real quick, just, you know, see what's going on, just check in, tap in, tune in. What you up to? It smells good. Girl, every time somebody gets in, they be like, it smells so good in here. I'm like, yeah, you know. Thank you. I got my essential oils in this joint. I will. And as a matter of fact, I don't know how long I'll be on here. I may end up just and then calling you now. But, you know, I had to get myself, I feel cute today. Only thing is, I should have gotten some like beige or like white pants for this top, because it would be so much cuter with like some, with like an ivory pant. Yeah, I need like an ivory pant. I just end up getting some, so I just have some black leggings on, but you know. Girl, nothing at all. What? Ain't no drinks happening tonight? Look at this gray hair, girl. Look at this. Look, all of these in here. Of course a drink, girl. Of course a drink. Well, listen, today, because it's Friday, like, I want to be out here in these streets, even though I just haven't. But I'm right by the airport, so most likely I should get like a really good fare. There's a lot of red heat points around here, so I could probably make a lot of money in this area right now. I'm about to make one now, okay? So I haven't had much to drink since I left. I had a little sip of something last week at the event that we had, but it was nothing much. But then she did end up selling me the 1800 Reposado, so, and she put a little grenadine in there for me. So I'm just gonna go probably later on when I get off. I'm gonna go and I might have a little drink this evening. You know what I'm saying? Just by myself, just chilling, kicking it. You know, that's what I've been doing. I've just been kicking it with myself, just trying to look at my life and figure out what I want to do next, what I'm trying to do now. You know, I want to talk with y'all about something. First off, I want you to know something. Most likely you are doing just fucking fine, you know? And I know sometimes life has us looking at things like, oh no, if I'm 30, 40, 50, like I have to have this and this and this done by this time or whatever. Let me tell you something. I was talking to this rich guy last night, basically, and he's unsatisfied with his life. Dissatisfied, right? So this is just another calculation of what I've said before, like, you know, money is not what makes you happy. It's what, you know, it's what you happiness has to be in you. Like, it has to be a part of you anyway. Or you have to make happiness a part of you. It's not about the money. The money is extra. The money is fun. It's great. It adds a little element of being able to have more freedom, right? But the money, you shouldn't be efforting at getting money, chasing money for the purpose of happiness. Ain't gonna work like that. Okay. So I want you guys just to know that even people with you know, great money are still having midlife crises. They're still going through things where they're like, oh, I need a transition in my life. I'm not satisfied with where I am in life. And feeling like, you know, that this rich guy gets in my car, he's all drunk and stuff like that. I'm just doing this. I don't have a family. I don't da-da-da. I'm gonna this. I don't got that. Da-da-da. And he's like, I mean, of course, I made great money. But literally, he's in there complaining like people who are like, I don't have this. I don't have that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you on. There's going to be something in your life that maybe you might want to change, or something in your life that you may want to improve upon. And that's okay. That's okay. I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be some picture of what's on the TV screen. And to be honest with you, them motherfuckers ain't even that happy. So I think just be fucking happy with what you got and where you are until you can get further and get better and get more. You know, show that gratitude for what you do have so that you can have more. I'm never telling you not to build up towards more. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's okay to realize that if you're not exactly where you want to be, trust me, there's plenty of other people in all situations, circumstances, walks of life, tax brackets that are feeling the exact same way you're feeling. So we put too much stress on ourselves. We put so much pressure on ourselves, you know. These older ladies got in my car. You know, people ask me like, do you do Uber full time? I'm like, nah, you know, I tell them like, I'm just kind of doing it right now while I'm in a transitional stage in my life. And so I'm like, I'm keeping myself busy with this, and you know what I mean? And also it's helping me to kind of, you know, put some money in a pot for specific things that I need to do, right? While I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to, you know what I mean, re-enter my advertising industry or do this or do that, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many things that I'm trying to decide, do I still want to do these things? And you know, this older lady, and these ladies probably like 80. I said, yeah, I'm in a transitional stage right now, so I'm trying to figure something out. They said, been there, done that. You know what I mean? So it's like, we think that we are like all alone, like it's only me going through this. Girl, bye. People done been through that 3-4 times. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers have been through that 7-8 times. You know, like, so I think that we just put a lot of pressure on ourselves because, you know, sometimes society can be hard on you, you know? Society can be hard on you, but in reality, people put on for the gram a lot of times, but you know, there's a lot of people that go through experiences, you know, lose everything and gain it back twice, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever, you know, people going through transitions. People are, you know, rich and not happy, you know, with their lives. So I'm saying all of this just to say, like, you think that your life is so bad, and maybe to some degree it's not what you want, and maybe to some degree it's not exactly, you know, maybe it's a little bad things going on in there, right? Maybe it's a couple bad things in that bitch, right? But just know that you can make it better, and know that you're not the only person that's experiencing things where you just don't feel 100% satisfied with everything that's going on. It's okay. It's totally fucking fine. It's totally okay. It's life. Trust me. There are people in all walks of life, ages, okay, all nationalities. They going through the same shit. Motherfuckers can have all of the luxuries of life and still be talking about they're not happy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not happy with my life. I still want da-da-da. Or I don't have any, I don't have a family. I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife, you know? I'm missing something. You know, it's like somebody's always going through some shit. So I think that we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to have these material things, and the material things can help. They're good, they're beneficial, you know, they're cool and all. It's cute, right? But it's not the most important thing. Your happiness, your wealth, your health, your health is your wealth, first off, right? But, you know, those are important things. And of course, endeavoring to have more finances and more abundance, absolutely we doing that. Fuck you mean? I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying we not building our wealth now. I'm not telling you to just let go of that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you ain't got to worry about it so much. You ain't got to put so much pressure on yourself is what I'm saying, okay? That's what I'm talking about right now. You feel me? You feel me? And I have to say this because, you know, sometimes, like I said, I remember when I was like 30, right? And I remember being like, oh my God, I'm 30 and I don't have this, I don't have that, blah, 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 blah. Then I was like, man, it's okay. And I realized that a lot of people don't even get their shit together till they 50. Well, a lot of men don't get their shit together till they 50, right? I ain't trying to wait till I'm 50, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to wait that long, but okay. I mean, it helps to know that. You know, it helps to know that, but I'm not trying to wait that long. So, I just have to share this with y'all, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, there's a lot of influence out there that makes you feel like you have to have a certain thing, a certain amount of stuff, or a certain amount of money, or a certain amount of this or that. Bitch, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. That's it. And I'm not about to put stress on myself for no fucking reason to appease whom exactly? To satisfy whom exactly? That's the real question. Who the fuck is you trying to satisfy with all this shit? Okay? Alright? Just want to say that. Let me know how it tastes. Okay, girl, you already know. I would definitely... I already tasted the 1800 Reposado. I already tasted it. It's cool. It tastes like the other Reposado, the other company. I don't even know what they call it, but the one we had when you was here, it tastes like them a little bit. It's a slight difference, but pretty much the same. Stop putting so much fucking pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? Ain't no perfection in this goddamn life. And the motherfuckers, listen, perfection is what you decide, what you deem perfection is. You are perfect, matter of fact. Fuck it. Just put it there. Let's say that. You are actually perfect. You're perfect exactly how you are, right? You might want to make some changes. You might want to improve some things, of course. But that doesn't mean that you're not still already perfectly imperfect. Right? Ah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dropping some little gems and jewels. Jewels! Man. Don't do it to yourself, you know? Don't do it to yourself. It's a lot of things that be going on. Kicking the kids out of 18. Who came up with that shit? Because listen, at 18, I didn't know shit. You think I'm kicking my kids out at 18? They barely know how to go get a goddamn job. Like, what do you... You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot that be thrown at us, and we be doing shit for no fucking reason, and it don't make no goddamn sense, you know? And then just to turn out, and it's just too much, right? So don't put too much stress on yourself. You don't be stressing yourself over there about some things that, you know, in reality, a lot of the things that we stress about are for other people's satisfaction. They ain't even for our own satisfaction. I mean, I don't really be trying to stress about it. Listen, I love y'all. I love the families, love my peoples and all that. But listen, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it, okay? That includes anything. That includes the money. That includes that includes the mental, the emotional, okay? If I ain't got it, I ain't got it. And I'm not about to be trying to pull out the side of my ass some shit I ain't got. That just is what it is, okay? And I love you. And I love you very much. But if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. Okay? That's just it. Okay? And I want y'all... You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like... Listen, baby. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. So... I just have to just kind of share these messages as they come to me. You know, they don't always come at the same time. But, you know, I think it's necessary and key because there are a lot of people out there that are just feeling lost right now. And it's amazing. Like, I was amazed when I actually recognized that there was a lot of people out there that are just feeling lost, you know. And please let me know if I'm breaking up and stuff like that, because I don't know what's going on with this internet. And I just be talking. Just to talk. Didn't know nothing. Like goddamn internet went off 10 minutes ago, girl. 10 minutes ago that internet went crunch, honey. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Let me tell you something. My kid, 2 years ago, I was like trying to go to the beach like all the time. He was like, I'm tired of the beach. He didn't want to go to the beach no more. Well, this past like week or something, I was like, I want to take you guys to go. We were supposed to go to this walkathon thing, but it was at like 7 o'clock in the morning. And although, because I be working a late night shift. I prefer to work at night. That's just how I prefer. It's nothing that makes me have to do that. That's just when I prefer to work. That's when I prefer to work. So that's what I've been doing. So, to take the kids at 7 a.m., I was up. I just don't think that like right after, it just would have been I just wouldn't have liked it, So I was like, well, how about I take y'all to the beach? And they was like, okay. So we went to the beach and my kid was like, Mom, I really appreciate this. Like, and this is the same kid that was like, I don't want to go to the beach anymore. He was so tired of me taking him to the beach. And I was telling him, like, listen, the reason why I wanted to go to the beach was because there was so much going on with me at that time that I just needed the peace of the beach. I needed to sit by the water. And, I feel like sometimes just sitting there and losing myself in the water just helps you to kind of like get your mind together. And that's kind of what I do when I go to the beach or go to the water side or whatever. I'm getting my mind right. I'm figuring out. Sometimes it's just meditating, right? And sometimes the good thing about meditation is that it allows you to find this silence within yourself where everything is hushed out. There's nothing going on. So that when you basically, it puts you into alignment, one, and then two, when you do come back to a point where you're ready to start, tackling life or thinking about, solutions to the problems that you may have in life or just what you want to do and everything like that, things are so much clearer because you're in a space of alignment. And so that's why I like to do those things. That's why I like to go sit by the water. That's why I like to go sit outside sometimes, hug a goddamn tree. And I know that sounds fucking crazy, but bitch, let me tell you something. Hugging a tree sometimes, especially if it's a tree that has spirit. There are trees that do have really good spirits. Usually they look like the really big and old ones. They look old, right? They have a spirit. They do. But anyway, we don't talk about hugging trees. Mostly about beach. So when I go to the beach, that's what I'm doing. I'm gathering myself. I'm taking myself, giving myself a moment of meditation, a moment of allowing myself to fall into a void, which means that there's nothing really on my mind at that time. I'm not allowing anything to stress me out, no matter what's going on in the day, no matter what was happening an hour ago. None of that stuff am I worried about, am I thinking about. None of that stuff is allowed to come in during my meditative moments. And when I go to the beach, it happens naturally. It's not something that I have to like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna meditate. You know what I mean? I don't have to be like nam yawning akyo. I don't have to do this shit. You know what I mean? Nam yawning akyo. None of that. When I go to the beach, it just naturally happens because the beach is like the perfect setting. The water is already crashing in, and it just automatically puts it's automatically like relaxing. Like when you get to the beach, literally it's automatically relaxing, unless there's like a party going on right there on the beach, which you could just walk down that way sometime. But anyway, like when you get to the beach, it literally is like an automatic a place that can really put you automatically into a space of alignment, or in a space of meditation rather, which results in alignment. So that's why I did it so much. And so my kid was like, he didn't understand at the time. He's a kid, you know what I mean? He was like, I hate the beach. So he was like so upset. And I was so hurt when he said that. But, recently I took them and they was like, Mom, can we come back again? I was like, yeah. I told him the reason why I was going to the beach so much at that time. And he understood. He was like, he said, I can understand why, why you was doing that. So, for me, that's what it does. And so, if you guys are near the beach, or you got a beach near you or around you, use it for that reason. If you feel the need to, or you want to, because it can be very helpful. It can be very helpful to allow yourself to kind of be naturally put into a meditative state, naturally in a relaxed space where you're not thinking about stuff. You're not worried about life. You're not worried about all the stressors and all the terrible things that just went down 5 minutes ago. And you have to give yourself a break from that stuff, okay? Because if you don't, stress yourself into high blood pressure and high cholesterol and all the shit like that. You know what I mean? Weight gain and all sorts of things goes on. Like, belly be popping out because of the cortisol levels. It's a lot to deal with, Hey, Licky. I'm not gonna say it. I was about to say licky, licky, licky. I said I wasn't gonna say it, but I did. Well, my life kind of took a turn, and I was kind of looking at it, if I want to be frank, because I wasn't stressed, and I wasn't doing nothing about it for a little second. I was just looking at it. I was just looking at life like, some things I don't really like the way that went down, and you know, just kind of dealing. So I took a little second to gather myself. Well, that's what the name says. It says licky and licky, licky, licky. I swear that every time. Which is actually a little pervy, but you know, it just, that's what it reminds me. That's what it reminds me of. This is a little locket. Did you know that? It's a little locket, look. You have my hearts. Aww. Isn't that cute? I love hearts. I'm glad the jewelry is getting back to hearts. I found a bunch of heart jewelry. I used to like always like have heart jewelry, and I couldn't find any for a little while. So now it's coming back to the heart jewelry. So I love this. I love it. I love it. It's a piece. Got a little piece of my hearts. Am I fully charged? Look, I thought we was about to get into a real hardcore conversation. Look, we done, boy. What? Let me see. Hold on. Let me look. It's at 90. That's not 100. Y'all hold on, because this ain't right. This is not the way. It's supposed to be at 100. Yeah, because we need 100%. I don't know what the hell going on. So, sorry about that. Well, I haven't done a reading in a while, have I? It's the new moon right now. What y'all doing for the new moon? So what happened? Yeah, no. Just some stuff was just things were going on in the background. So I just took some time just to kind of, well, I was also working on my digital product store too. So there's a couple things I was doing. I was working on my digital product store and just honestly just on my solo dolo vibe for a second. And so now I'm just kind of coming out of that little solo vibe that I was in for a couple weeks. Just a little, you know, just a little solo dolo vibe. So it's okay. If not, it's okay. Well, I just don't have my cards right now, so I can't do anything for a card reading at all right now. Yeah, if you thought that was going down, I'm so sorry. I can't do it. But maybe tomorrow. No, I'm not from Los Angeles. I'm from, well, more so San Diego, but kind of, you know, I bought this. I know, and that's why I got it. I never see stuff in LA on it, you know? I never see stuff with Los Angeles on it. So I was like, I'm buying this. Now, the only thing I wish I had done was gotten some, like some ivory colored pants. This would be so cute with ivory colored pants. I got on these black leggings, but the ivory would have set it off. You know what I mean? The ivory would have set the look off. It would have took the look to the next level, you know? So that's okay. It's all right. So what you been up to, Licky? How you doing? Don't forget to like the video, guys. But anyway, so like, what was I saying? Something about, you know, there's no perfection. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Everybody going through something, even if they don't act like they going through something, or even if they don't look like they're going through something, you know. Motherfuckers are still going through stuff, you know. So just know that. Okay, it's back to charging because it stopped at 90%. Why would you do that? The moon has made you emotional. What? Tell me more, Licky, because I'm interested to know. I haven't been emotional during this new moon in Cancer. I was when I found out that there was a new moon in Cancer coming, I was so ready to just be like side-eyeing the whole energy. I was ready to side-eye the energy, basically. When I looked it up, though, it was so good that I was like, oh my God, I'm totally gonna use it. So let's look it back up. So some wonderful things that I was saying, like a rebirth, stuff like that. Emotional deepening, focus on the home and family, emotional security and nurturing, release and rebirth, amplify manifestations. I mean, sensitive and intuition. It was just so many good things that I saw that I was just like, oh, I was ready to be like, you know, like, I was so ready to be like, you know, but nah, actually it kind of hit though. Like, it kind of hit though. It really did, because especially like after the Sagittarius full moon, because during the Sagittarius full moon, I was in full bitch, I'll cuss you out mode. I was cussing people out. I was getting upset. I was mad. I don't know. I was just, but I think I needed that though, because if I'm being honest with you, I feel like there was just a lot of things that I feel like I needed to just like defend myself, like all around, and stop letting shit slide. I ain't let shit else slide. You know what I mean? I ain't letting no goddamn thing slide no more, ho. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm letting nothing slide. So that's what Sagittarius moon did for me. So now the Cancer full new moon it's kind of like readjusting me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like getting me into a space of rebirth and realignment, really getting an understanding on what I want to focus on in the future, what I want to do with my family, you know. And I didn't think of it like that at first. Like, the way I was thinking of it was like, oh, it's gonna make me emotional and this, that, you know. But nah, this moon actually hit. You know what I mean? Like, it actually hit. It did its big one. You know what I mean? I really appreciated actually the energy that I read. Let me see what this says. Creating a sense of safety and belonging, manifesting goals related to home, family, and emotional well-being, setting intentions for the lunar new moon, emotional introspection and healing. Just so many beautiful things, you know. I was ready to be like, Cancer new moon. Like, I legit was like, let me see. You're a Cancer too, so the moon has made me emotional. Okay, I get it. So you're a Cancer, so yeah, you might be just like all in that vibe, right? I'm not a Cancer. In tropical anyway, in Vedic though, in Vedic I'm a Cancer new moon. I'm in a Cancer moon, but we're just going based on tropical right now. We're not gonna confuse anybody. So I'm actually a Leo moon. But I appreciate the energy though. Like at first I was so ready to side eye the fuck out of this new moon. I was giving it the full on side eye. I was definitely like, ain't about shit. Like I was legit about to be in that energy. And then I was like, you know what, let me look it up for the collective, you know. And when I did, I found some very beautiful things that I could, you know, expand on. So emotional deepening says this new moon invites you to explore your emotional truth and deepen your relationship with yourself and your inner world. Okay. Focus on home and family. Expect a heightened focus on your home life, family relationships, and sense of belonging. Emotional security and nurturing. You may feel a strong desire to nurture yourself and others and create a sense of safety and security within yourself. Release and rebirth. New moons signify new beginnings, so it's a great time to release what no longer serves you and set intentions for a fresh start. This new moon in particular may bring up emotions that need processing and releasing. Honestly, I mean, I guess there are some things, I don't know, I haven't been feeling a lot of dredging up of like emotions. I did have a couple days, like a day or so ago, that I was kind of feeling a little, I don't know, maybe I felt a little hurt about some things. And then I did realize that, oh shit, like I'm totally in a transition right now in my life. Like I was like, oh shit, I'm totally in a spot where I'm like, I'm just going with the wind. Right? Like this is the time period in my life where I like literally don't have things figured out. And I don't want to say it's new for me, but kind of, not that I've always had everything figured out, but that I've always most likely had like, and even still, even now I do have like some sense of a semblance of a direction that I'm going in, but I just feel like in past times when I've been in a type of stage like this, I was further along in the process of accomplishing the things or doing the things, right? And now I'm just kind of like, like, what do I do? But I'm okay with it, you know. It's like, that's why I said. So I had a situation that occurred probably about a month ago, and then after that, I just took some time to. I was working on my digital product store, and then also I was just taking some time just to think about myself, my life, what I want, where I'm going. And I didn't have anything come up. And then about on the second week, something came up. I was like, oh, I can just start doing some of this, some of that, blah, blah, blah. I would do this. And so then I started, you know, going into those things. So I guess I'm not as bad as I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just feel like, oh, it's not figured out, but in reality, it could be worse. Okay, I'm gratitude. That's it. Moving forward. Let me see. So I'm Cancer too, so it's a lot of energy to July 1st. That's how I felt. I'm ready for a change. I don't want to continue the endless cycle. You look so pretty, Queen. Thank you. What endless cycle? Like, what are we talking about? What do you mean? Like, what endless cycle? But yeah, like you tell me. And yes, and I felt that way too. I was just like, so like, there's so many things that I want to say, but I just don't want it to like, I don't know how to say it without. I'll say this. You can tell that there's shifts and changes that are happening because people start getting agitated and people start doing things. Like people start going postal and doing all these little things, right? So I was noticing some of that in my own life, and I think that I was like, like, nope, we're not doing that, right? Like, we're not doing that. Anyway, 4 days after I left, that guy on the internet ended up like, I don't know. I don't know what happened because I didn't look at it. I wasn't going to look at it. I'm not going to put that in my spirit. But apparently what they said, what the headline said was that he killed his girlfriend on live and then killed himself. Like, she was on live, on like Facebook Live or something like that. Anyway, at the end of the day, I'm giving you the best that I've got, baby. Right? Like, I did what I had to do. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. And it's sad. That's fucking sad. Like, it's terrible. It's very bad. Very sad. Very, very, very sad. Like, I feel like Donald Trump. Like, it's very, very sad. Sad. So sad. You know what I mean? Like, just, but it is what it is. And I would rather be here right now, able to have a conversation and discern on how to potentially heal something, how to work through something, how to communicate better, how to do this or how to do that, than to be underground because of whatever reason. I'm gonna just leave it there, okay? What I know is that because there's so much like agitation in the energy, for me, it's like, when there's so much agitation going on in the energy, just can't keep pushing shit, you know? So the cycles, I got into that because you mentioned the word cycles, and cycles, the term cycles threw me into the whole, like, it took me into the path of cycles. And so it was just like a toxic cycle that I was dealing with, and I'm just like, that ain't it. That's just not. That's just not it. No, it's just not gonna work for me. So, yeah. You know, I know I didn't say much at all. You know, you might not know nothing of what I'm talking about, but that's okay too, because, okay, all I know is that if you're feeling like you're going through endless cycles, then there's a reason why you feel like you're going through an endless cycle. And it's time for you to look at it. It's time for you to get an understanding of what that cycle is, why it's happening like that, what you need to do about it, and do something. And that was something I had to experience as well. So I understand, you know, I'm sending so much love and hugs. I am, you know, I'm sending love and hugs, but you know, those toxic cycles are not good. You know, that's the whole thing about it is so crazy, because it's like 4 days before that whole thing went down, I had a situation and I was just like I'm out of here. Like, I can't do this. And then 4 days later, headlines of this man shooting this girl on live and then killing himself. And I want to tell you something. When I was younger, I was when I was younger, we used to live in military housing, and there was this story. Actually, my next door neighbor, there was this girl. Her name was, well, I don't want to tell y'all her name. Her name was Shamika, basically. And there was a lot of kids at the school, whatever, that, you know, would talk shit about Shamika, whatever. But I used to talk to her. I used to kick her, whatever, and just, you know, let her know that it's gonna be cool. Like, you know, because sometimes people, like, you know, when kids just be making fun of folks who just talking shit about people just because, you know, because it seemed like the cool thing to do. But I wasn't that type of kid. You know what I mean? I just wasn't that type of kid. So anyway, I used to just, like, talk to her, whatever. And we would hang out sometimes, you know, because she lived right next. First of all, she lived literally the very next house. Like, she was next door to me. Like, our house was touched. Our house is touched, okay? They were together. So anyway, I can't recall if it was her mom or, like, her situation, or she told me a story anyway of the same thing. So the concept of a man killing his wife or killing his woman and then killing himself is not new to me. It's a concept that I have had here for a very long time. So when the relationship starts getting toxic And it's like, it's just getting worse, and it's worse and worse. Like, I'm like, no. Because that's the first thing I think of, right? The reason why it's the first thing I think of is because those are like my first kind of like, my first understandings of relationships are, you know, well, I can't say they're my first understandings of relationships, but like, as it relates to stories that you get, like, you know, cautionary tales, basically. The cautionary tales, in my experience with cautionary tales, were always ending up where the man would get like so toxic that he would kill the woman. And it's not just her. There was other things too. It was other stories too, where a man, they were together for a long time, blah blah blah, and then boom, he did it. You know. So yeah, I'm just like, you know, I give it and I gave it and I did all that I could do, and I gave everything that I could give, so that I knew that I made every effort that I could make. But when I see that things are getting terribly terrible, no. You have to care about yourself, you know? And the thing is, it's better, honestly. Because if you're in a toxic relationship, you're dealing with toxicity and toxic shit. It doesn't have to be a toxic relationship. It could just be toxic dynamics. Situations where it's just not comfortable. It's a cycle you don't like. It doesn't fucking matter. If you're dealing with some shit, it's impacting things around you. It's impacting the children, or it's impacting family members, it's impacting your own equilibrium, it's impacting something. So you gotta just figure that out for yourself, right? Like, and I'm just kind of talking because I guess I'm kind of just talking with like this understanding of my own experience, where no, Jupiter's influence. The conjunction with Jupiter in Cancer, as seen in 2025 new moon, can bring blessings, expansion, and optimism related to Cancerians, themes like home, family, and emotional well-being. It's important to note, though, if I'm going on with Neptune too, so that brings in illusion. And also, Jupiter can amplify any energy, good or bad. So keep that in mind as you are proceeding, and proceed with caution, okay? Sensitivity and intuition. 2% left. 10 minutes. So your emotional sensitivity and intuition may be heightened, allowing you to connect with your needs and desires more easily. Self-care and boundaries. The Cancer new moon is an excellent time to prioritize self-care and set boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. That's what we're talking about. That's basically what we're talking about right there. Self-care and boundaries. The Cancer new moon is an excellent time to prioritize self-care and set boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. So important. So important. Listen, all I know is we all go through changes. We all go through challenges. A lot of people, listen, here's what I want to say. Stop listening to the noise, right? And the reason why you got to stop listening to the noise is because there's so many people that just got all sorts of noise to say, oh, I won't, I wouldn't, I ain't, da, 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 da. But for real, most people, once they get into a situation or a relationship where they love somebody, they going through the same shit they done told you that they ain't going through. They ain't went through. They ain't gonna be going through this and da, da, da. Or they done been through it in the past. So they get an understanding of it. The thing that I hate is when people act like they ain't never been through something. You know damn well you've been through this shit. Now stop lying. Or when people like just be like, oh, I'm not dealing with right. And of course there are some things that we've experienced that we went through and we were like, nope, that's just a no for me after you've experienced it. But there's some people who just be saying shit, you know? So my thing is, cut the noise out. Like, stop hearing the noise. Hear what you need and what you want for yourself. Like, what you need and what you want for yourself. That's what my decisions is coming from right now. What do I need and want for me? Because, listen, at the end of the day, when I was sliding down the wall, when my kids was little and I was sliding down the fucking wall because they was stressing me the hell out, you know, it was just me there. there. It was just me. So at the end of the day, nobody's going to be with you 24. Not even the person that you love. The person that you fucking ain't even going to be there with you 24/7, 24 hours a day. So you have to know where you are and what you need and what you want for yourself. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, people can tell you what they think for you, but nobody, not one person is there with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 375 days. It ain't no 75 days. It ain't no 375. 364 or 360, 365, 365 or 366. Whatever, how many days? 365, 364. There's never somebody that's going to be with you at all times in every hour except you. You. That's it. You are the only person that is always with you. So you got to be okay with you. And you got to be okay with what's going on in your life. You got to be okay with how you're feeling about your life. You got to be okay with the things that are occurring in your life. And if you're dealing with an endless cycle, I would take a look at it. I would understand. To me, and this is something that is very interesting because I went through an endless cycle for a very long time. Too long. I saw the cycle a long time ago. I think what I was trying to do, I was trying to point out to others that there was a cycle there. Like, do you see the cycle? Like, this cycle is here. This is a real thing. Like, do you see it? You don't see it? Like, you don't get that cycle there. But I needed to not do that. I needed to just be like, no, no, not doing it again. And that's just really what it should have been, right? But it's okay. Like, if I'm being honest with you, I have a great level of appreciation for so many things, so many things. The majority of my relationship was happy. I didn't have a bunch of never ending bullshit. It wasn't like that, but there were things. There were some things, but those weren't things that were like, oh my God, my life is ruined. Those weren't my life is ruined type things, those were just annoyances, little annoyances, but you're going to get that with anything. Hell, your kids walk around doing little shit that irritates you sometimes. It's little shit. It doesn't got to be big stuff. So I think it's just a matter of how you're looking at it. Put it in perspective, put it in perspective for you. Because the world can tell you all sorts of things that they not going to deal and that they don't want and that but that's not you. You are you. And you know what your limitations are. You know what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. You know what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. You know where it's too much for you. And that's what's important. Everybody else's opinion is great. I would take in consideration, whatever makes sense. But at the end of the day, you are the only person that is with you all the time. And you got to be happy and satisfied with the decisions that you're making. Because when you look in that mirror, ain't nobody going to be there with you. It's going to be you. So be happy with what choices you're making, what decisions you're making, what things you're doing, where you're spending your time, who you're spending your time with, things like that. All right. We got 3 more minutes. Let me take a look and see if there's any comments that may have come in. So let's see. I get it. I need to close that chapter. What chapter? Licky, are you still here? If you are, let me know what chapter we talking about. What? Maybe I rambled on about my own shit because I was just thinking about it. I'm so sorry. I need to stop doing that. I don't mean nothing by it. I just want to let you know. I mean nothing by it. It's just, that type of thing. Get to thinking about your life and looking at everything, I've had a good life. That's the thing. It's like I don't need to complain about shit that don't need to be complained about. There are some things that I didn't fucking like, and there are some things that went down that I was like, not today, and not today or tomorrow. God damn it! But I feel like sometimes people have to feel like there needs to be some major thing that goes down in order for you to decide you don't want to be in a relationship. Nope. It's not, well, there's some things that went down for sure. No, there's some things that went down for sure. But yeah, nah, I don't think it has to be like that, honestly. All right, we are ready. So anyway, I hope you got something from the message, from this message. Hopefully it wasn't choppy. I will go back and watch it, look at it, you know, make sure it wasn't. But if it was, I'll try to come back later when I go back. To the office, then I will try to correct it, or just come back and basically share the same message later. But ultimately, you got to make sure that you're happy at the end of the day. Okay? So, you know, whatever that means, do that. Okay. So, if that is it, if there are no more comments, no more additional conversations that we're having, then I guess I will come back and talk to you guys later. Because I am at 100% charged now. So I am ready to get in the straight and the roll, honey. And I think I'm gonna call my BFF right now, real quick. But remember what I said, you know. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's not what I said, but you know, whatever I did say. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video, and I will check y'all a little bit later.